Namo Sang Yang Adi Budaya, Namo Buddhaya. Terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu yang sudah hadir pada malam hari ini. Yang kami hormati, Yang Mulia Neyphug Trulku Rinpoche yang ke-9. Yang kami hormati Bapak Sekretaris Yayasan Prasada Jinadamo, Bapak Koswandi. Yang kami hormati Ibu Lindawati sebagai pengurus dari Wihara Borobudur. Yang kami hormati Ibu Ketua Sekolah Tinggi Agama Buddha Bodhi Dharma, Ibu Mina Wongso. Dan yang saya hormati semua Bapak Ibu, dosen-dosen kami yang hadir pada malam hari ini, serta Bapak Ibu teman-teman sekalian yang ikut kuliah umum pada malam hari ini. Berbahagia sekali kita dapat berkumpul bersama-sama untuk mengikuti kuliah umum yang diadakan mengenai topik yang luar biasa, how to be happy person. Untuk memulainya, mari kita menyambut dengan menyanyikan lagu Indonesia Raya. Hadirin dipersilakan berdiri. Kami persilakan dirijen kami Devi Sembiring untuk memimpin lagu Indonesia Raya. Langsung saja kita ikuti lagu Mars Sekolah Tinggi Agama Buddha Bodhi Dharma.
SDAB Bodhi Dharma, pembina siswa Buddha, bertekad mulia kembangkan Buddha Dharma di Indonesia. makmur aman sentosa, kembangkan kebijaksanaan, cinta kasih tak terhingga, hidup bebas dan bahagia.
Hadirin dipersilakan duduk kembali. Langsung saja kita ke acara kita yang luar biasa pada malam hari ini. Beliau adalah seorang Rinpoche dari negara Bhutan dengan gelar Profesor Filsafat Buddha. Jadi kita akan mendapat kuliah umum luar biasa dengan topik How to be a Happy Person. Pada hari ini yang akan dibawakan oleh Yang Mulia Neyphug Trulku Rinpoche yang ke-9. Kepada Yang Mulia Rinpoche kami persilahkan.
Good evening, everyone. Excellent. So today is Tuesday. Maybe everyone is tired now. So we are 7 o'clock right now. Hope you will not be hungry. Right? I'm checking my translator. Can you raise your hand? Who is the translator? Okay. Hopefully, translator, can you catch up? I mean, is it clear to you? My English is very profound because it's a self-taught English. So hopefully that. Okay, how many of you actually understand English? Can you raise your hand? Okay, that's great. It's good? Thank you very much, okay. As those who are using earphone, are you all okay? Can you raise your hand if you can understand, if your coverage is good? The one with the earphone, nobody is with the earphone, all good? Okay. Oh, no sound yet. Okay, that sounds better. Good, thank you. Is the sound okay for everyone? Very good. Okay, projector is going for dinner. All right, before we begin, let us pay homage to our precious teacher, Gautama Buddha. Our gratitude for Gautama Buddha for enlightening, for the purpose of helping us, not only enlightened, but he also taught the teaching of Buddha Dharma. has been the greatest gift for for us. So to the Gautama Buddha, we pay homage to. Tabgen tunje shaje zon don shenge melo dige bonjom bazage lembo tabo jebe go shaja gebe shabla jage o Namo Buddhaya. All right, so with this, we also invite ourselves to sit for 1 minute with silent, with peace of mind, inviting ourselves to present moment. Yeah. Before that, I have a small favor. If you are not on the Zoom, I want you all to do the same. Put on silent mode, face down your phone. It's all right, things will continue, do not worry. Silent mode, your phone, face down please. Face down your phone and silent mode, yeah? And invite yourself to be at the present. As a follower of the Buddha, put your hands together and focus on the energy between your hand and try to have your concentration at the center where you are able to pull in and focus. Breathe normally. A long inhale. Long exhale. Be grateful for Buddha's teaching. Be happy we are still alive. And slowly try to forget what had happened to you today. Do not think about your tomorrow, tonight, or your future. Just slowly be at the present and bring your hand down. Just be at the presence of your body, your breathing, and breathe normally. Open your eyes. Be happy that you are not blind. Be happy that you are still able to see, hear, touch, and feel. All right, with my respect to the venerables and the school and all Dharma brothers and sisters, I cut it short. I don't want to introduce myself as, even though I don't understand Bahasa, I think I'm already introduced, right? Can you all smile? We are follower of Gautama Buddha, must be happy. There's no angry Buddha. Smile. Okay? Excellent. So, thank you for having me. I'm supposed to share some wisdom from the Buddha. I don't know if I'm qualified, because in the teaching of the Buddha mentioned, some of his disciples are like a stone in the river. The stone, the rock in the river. The stone in the river can be in the river for 1,000 years, when you take out, it's still very hard, very solid. So Buddha said some of the disciples are like that. Been with the Buddhas, with the teachings of the Buddha for many years, but none of the teaching helped. You are still very arrogant. You are still very unhappy. You have a lot of emotions. So I think Buddha predicted about me, saying that there will be a student like me, who are born in the Dharma setting, who are into Dharma practice, but still like a stone, very hard. Any of you following me? Same? We are Buddha's disciple, but we are like a stone, very hard. The moment we are out of the Buddha's teaching, we become very hard. Right? So my IT team, I'm trying my best to distract the audience. You better fix it. Just kidding, no stress, okay? Yeah, so I'm happy is a institutions for learning Dharma, Buddhist, right? I also teach my monk in the school setting. And I always remind my Sangha, Dharma is not a qualification. Right? Dharma is not to build your career or have a certificate of qualifications. Even though we have a proper curriculum and university setting where Sangha must study Dharma, must sit for exam. And after that, they become so academic. Must pass the exam, must do well. And we even forget the value of the Dharma. Right. So I always remind my Sangha, Dharma is to transform yourself. It is not like art, science. Teaching of the Dharma cannot be qualified through certifications in the classroom. Is a transformations. So it's so important for us to have the first intention setting it right as a student of Dharma follower. I want to study Buddha Dharma not to be smart, not to build my career, but to be a better human being, to be an enlightened being. I'm not referring to enlightenment beings like a Buddha, gold-plated. I'm not talking about powerful mind, magic. I'm referring to beautiful heart, love, compassion, tolerance, acceptance, awareness. This is what the job of a student of Buddha Dharma must do, regardless of being in the monastic setting or being in the layman class. As a qualifications, in the mundane, ordinary world, we cannot make much of impact because Dharma is beyond materials world. We are totally two different worlds. Ordinary, mundane, materials world and the spiritual world. Buddha Dharma belongs to spiritual world or the science of mind, not the body. All the economic, mathematics, science is all to do with the biological, physical, materials things. But the teaching of the Buddha is got to do with mind. Like you study in the Abhidharma, 7 minds, 8 minds, 9 minds, consciousness, subconsciousness, major mind, minor mind, right? 6 senses. So my reminder to all of you is, as a student, I'm very happy that there is a setting, there is educations like that. Set your attitude. Make your attitude correct, including the faculties, those who provide, those who receive, must be based on the signs of love and compassion. And the humanity, human value, a transformations, or another word, actualization. Yeah. So with this, I share a little, I think everyone knows about this. If you can go to the first slide. So I just skipped the title as How to Be a Happy Person. Exactly. To study Buddha Dharma is how to be a happy person. I cannot guarantee that you will be a successful man after you have your qualifications. But once you leave this classroom, you should be a happy person. If you are happy, you are a better person, right? So, let's go to the PowerPoint here. Maybe you want to pass the laptop to me. Bring the laptop here so I can manage it. Can it come here? No? First, maybe bring the laptop over here. If the wire, then I can just play. Or I can go there, no problem. No, just go to the PowerPoint there. Go to the PowerPoint, see? At the corner? No. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The screen is okay lah. You just go to just on the PowerPoint, then it should be okay. Is it hang? Oh. Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. So how to be a happy person, right? Can you move to the next slide, please? So if you look at it, in the teaching of the Buddha had taught 84,000 subjects. Buddha had 3 different turning in the wheel of the Dharma. When he was 34, when he was in 60s, finally when he was in 80s. Thank you, but does it work? Yes, right? So very good, thank you. So all the teachings of Buddha's teaching based on 4 topics, 4 main subjects. I'm sure that you all study there, right? It's called 4 seals of Dharma, like a seal, right? So the first one is called all the things are impermanent. Of course, Buddha taught about Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, emptiness, Buddha nature. But the most important part Buddha taught is, one important pillar of the teaching is impermanence. If we are follower of the Buddha's teaching, we must remember the impermanence. So, as a subject is how to be a happy person, if you cannot accept changes, you cannot be a happy person. Today, there are many of us who are not happy, especially young children, who wants to take their own life, who are not happy with their family, their work, because there's a change. And since there's a change, we are not able to accept the change. So Buddha said, most important part, key to happiness is accepting change, impermanence. Impermanence. And Buddha said, everything is changing constantly. If you look at this water, is the sound okay, everyone? I prefer a very silent classroom. Sorry, I'm also a teacher, okay? All right? So if you can, have attention. Otherwise, you are welcome out. Have your free chit-chat outside. Is that okay? Yeah? Is your sound okay, everyone? All good? So here, if you look at it, river, right? River represents impermanent. Because we think the river is always there. Actually, the moment we see the river, it's already past. That's why our gray hair, our relationship, our emotions, our feelings are constantly changing like a river. So what we needed to do is, if you consider Namo Buddhaya, if you are the follower of Namo Buddhaya, don't say Namo Buddhaya. Don't be the stone in the river. Be a flower. Be a plant. You put the river, you grow. Right? So, what you do is, number one, we must learn how to master impermanence. Meaning, accept change. When the things happen, always, impermanence. That's the first mantra. It's not worshipping a big Buddha. It's not offering to a venerable Bhantes. It's not about holding rosary and reciting mantras. It's not praying all the time. First prayer, first worshipping is worship impermanence. Recite mantra of impermanence. Buddha said, Tharayavada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, major 3 yana, sub 9 yanas. Have you heard of 9 yanas? There are 9 yanas. All the teachings are based on these 4 C's. Every teaching of the Buddha will always focus on impermanence. And it's how they, so-called presents the impermanent, right? For example, like Indonesia, you have banana, right? You can eat fresh banana. You can make banana shake. You can make banana goreng. Right? You can make banana ice cream. But it's all about banana, right? Similarly, doesn't matter Tharayavada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. One must be always impermanent. Any questions? Next. Second part, we all have emotions. Since you all study Abhidharma, can I ask you how many emotions? Who is the star student here? How many emotions according to Buddha Dharma? I give you a hint. We have 6 senses, right? 6 major, minor how many? How many emotions? Is that right? Someone says 84,000 emotions. Now there's many people who just shake their heads, says, no way, there's no 84. I have only one, that is anger, angry, angry, angry. Right? Correct. Emotions. We have 5 major emotions. Ignorance, anger, desire, jealousy, ego. Down to 3 main emotions: ignorance, desire, and anger. Each of them manifest, if you are angry, 21,000 way of getting angry. Possible? Today in our room here, if you get angry, all of you are angry because no one is smiling. See? And not for the one reason. It's a different reasons makes us angry for different purpose. So we have 21,000 anger. If you are craving for something, your desire, you have 21,000 different types of desires. If you don't know, not knowing, you have 21,000 of not knowing. Then there's a jealousy, ego, together another 21,000. That's why there are 21,000, 84,000 emotions. That's why when Buddha taught on the emotions itself, he taught about 84,000 of sutra teachings. Subject, that when you put into a basket, Abhidharma, Sutra, and Vinaya, right? So, all these emotions, if you look at it, says, doesn't matter happiness, joy, these are also a good emotions. But these emotions also change, again, governed by the first impermanent. Constantly your emotion will change. You cannot fix your mind. Right? You're happy right now. Okay, maybe if the mic is not working, we can become angry. Maybe the aircon is too cold, we feel cold. Maybe someone playing with the WhatsApp, suddenly wrong message, come you get angry, anxiety. Right? Emotions are like constantly changing. In the beginning, you love your children, you love your parents, you love your spouse. But that changes as well. So tell me what emotion is permanent? Is there any emotion that is permanent? You know what? I was happy the day I was born. That happiness continued till today. Wow, I had this wonderful nasi goreng. The taste is still in my mouth. I don't get hungry anymore. Right? Emotion of my joy. We don't. So, Buddha said, we are all disturbed, bothered by emotions, but emotions can translate into sufferings. What is emotion again? Feelings. Emotion equals to feelings. Feelings can turn into sufferings. Do you think so? How many of you don't agree? Let's have a debate. No, for me the feelings are always good. I never feel angry, I never feel sad. I'm always happy. Yes, sometimes you'll be happy, but that happiness also change into sadness, anger. You see someone coming, to see you very happy. After that, you have to say bye. There's a sadness. You see a good food, you're happy. You eat too much. I eat too much. Right. For example, I was in Jakarta. Pakoswandi feed me too much chili of Padang food. We both had a bad tummy ache. So they meeting friends, eating good Padang food give us a stomach ache. But the stomach ache was not part of our plan. The plan is to eat good food. Because Most feelings are sufferings, and it will change. So again, what I'm trying to say is, when the feeling comes, don't be too excited. If you are studying Dharma, because it will change. Be at the moment, recognize your feeling, and remember this is impermanent. If it's happiness, don't be so excited. This will change. I must enjoy this now. If it's suffering and sadness, also don't prolong. It will change. I was sad for many, many times. It changed. So it is okay. Because our teacher said, feelings are sufferings, feelings are impermanent. All phenomena are empty. How many of you feeling empty right now? Raise your hand, be honestly. You know that empty feeling? How to say in Bahasa empty? Can you? How do you feel kosong right now? People are not very honest. There are many of you feel sad, empty. I have my parents, I have my family, I still feel empty. Am I right? I don't know. So, feeling empty because, and today, we were just talking about this in the car. Looking at the world, we think there's a huge meanings. We try to have something solid in our life. I will try to use the experience that I share. I was in Singapore. I went to one of the electronic shop called Best Dengi. And there was a huge TV, maybe around this. We look at it. On top of the TV, the price of the TV is 250,000 Singapore dollar. I could not believe. I raised my hand. I said, "Sir, this is the cost of the TV?" "Oh yes." He says, "These are pixels, these and that." And I said, what is the meaning? There are people who struggle to earn 50,000 in their entire life. Here are people who buys for 250,000 for one TV. And we talk about it, we search what is the most expensive TV. You can search later, okay? 2.5 million US dollar for one TV. Have you heard of that? I'm not joking. There is. And it's not a big TV, only 64-inch TV. $2.5 million. So, Buddha said, all phenomena are empty. What is so big deal? Our house doesn't cost, our entire life doesn't cost 2.5 million. Our company maybe don't cost even 2.5 million. But someone's TV at home is costing 2.5 million. So things are not fixed. That's why Buddha said, everything is empty. Meaning you don't be so excited. Oh, ego, this is good, yeah, really nice. Be excited. Things change. Again, impermanent. So it's a sequence. If you know everything is impermanent, if you know everything is causing sufferings, then you know things are all empty. I have my relationship slowly changing. I was so happy when we know each other. Now we don't like each other as a friend, families, business partner, whatever. There's a difficulties because the relationship is also changed and there's no solid meaning in it. And maybe I use the handphone. Everyone likes handphone, right? Especially young people doing TikTok, right? Instagram. When you have the camera with the good phone with the good camera, you're so excited. I got my dream phone. You wait till the next generation comes. Then ask your questions. Does there any meaning in my phone? It is empty. My phone doesn't make me happy anymore. I need the next generation phone. So Buddha said everything work, home, career, family, wealth, success, phenomena. You know what's phenomena? How to translate phenomena in Bahasa? Meaning what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you touch. All these phenomena are empty. How do you look at that? For example, sorry, I use Koswandi as my sample, example. So say, oh, Koswandi, I don't like him. I don't like him. So for me, he is my enemy because I don't like him. Fix my phenomena of Koswandi is my enemy. But to his wife, he's a wonderful husband. For his son, is a wonderful father. For the mother, is a wonderful son. So in Koswandi, for example, one person, there are many concepts we put on. So I think he's my enemy, but not to his mother, not to his daughter, not to his best friend. So this, because if you look at it, essence of the Koswandi is empty. It's just my projection. I do not like this man. He is a terrible person. Feed me padang food, make me stomach upset. I don't like him. Right? This is what I think of him, but he is not that person. He changed. He did not change. How we view change individually, because it's a essence. The essence, the nature of person is empty. That's why things are totally different. In the Dharma, we talk about fish, water. Water. Everybody thinks, human thinks is a water, right? But for fish, is a home. For human, is a drink. For heavenly God, is a nectar. Hungry ghost is a blood. Meaning, hungry ghost will see that as a blood. Fish will swim, is a home, happy home, right? Dolphin dance into the sea. So, but we human think is a water, right? So that means the nature of the water is only for human being. In the reality of water's nature is empty. Do you agree, Bante? No? Right? So this is how it changes, for example. Any questions? If you do not know the meaning of that all phenomena are empty, you hold on idea so strongly. I'm not happy. This is my home. This is my family. I must get this. You don't know it is empty. You don't know it's a suffering. You don't know it's impermanent. Then the problem comes in. That's why you complain. Do you agree? Any questions? Any questions? No? Lastly, Buddha said, must understand this three, okay? Everything is, right? All the feelings will change to sufferings, right? All the phenomena are, if you understand that, Buddha said, you will be enlightened as a nirvana. As I mentioned, nirvana is not up there. Go by rocket, you will not reach to the nirvana. Right? You cannot find pure land. You cannot find Buddha in the space. But it's just here and here, you connect. You have the wisdom that you understand it. And your heart believes this and convenes. Between these two connections, your nirvana is there, the freedom. Do you agree? Most of us don't have the connection. That's why I was saying, we understand intellectually, but we don't have the realizations. This is why I was telling you, I'm the stone in the river. I understand the teaching of the Buddha. I can speak little bit. But when someone feed me padang food, stomach upset, I was very angry because I don't have the realizations, for example. Okay, this is just an example. So these are the teaching of the Buddha, right? 4 seals. Doesn't matter we say Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, Thai, China, Korea, Himalaya, Tibetan. This must be our main value. If any Buddha Dharma who don't value this is a cult, is a fake. Any venerable who don't value this, who cannot preach about this, is into trouble. That's why it's called the 4 seals of Dharma. Any questions? For the Zoom translator, is it too fast? Is that okay? Can we check with the translator, please? Are they okay? Is it too fast? Okay, okay. Thank you. Yep. So if you look at the picture, impermanence, you can see the unhappy face. You know, if you think about your past, future, all past is gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Future is yet to come. There's no point to be worried because we don't know what is in the future, right? If you do not understand, then you are the bee in the jar, I call it. This little bee in the jar think that he has the freedom, you know, but he is sealed. He cannot come out to the bigger space. So nirvana is coming from this small space to the bigger space. A small space is when you have money, health, success. We think, wow, I'm very happy, life is good. You know, this is a small space, nirvana, that we have. Like a space in the jar. But as a follower of the Buddha Dharma, we must come out to the bigger space. Yeah? All right, so this is the main subject. Now I'll go shorter. In the teaching of the Buddha Dharma, it's mentioned about these are the philosophy, okay, about 4 seals. Now this is being a young student, people. How do we live in the Vajrayana with 4 abundance? You know what's abundance? Plenty. How to say plenty in Bahasa? A lot, right? Many. Every human being, to be a happy person, you must have these 4 qualities. The first one is abundance of knowledge. If you don't have the wisdom, if you don't have the knowledge, you cannot be a happy person. It's like living in the darkness. So another word, education. Right? So there are a few young people. First start in the life up to 25 years is always learning, education. You must focus on education, not on relationship, not on distraction. You have to have those success in life. First success is the knowledge. Even for adult learning, for ourselves, if you have problem, begin to learn knowledge. Abundance, not only 1 or 2. You know a lot. Second, through this you must bring yourself to acquiring really a wealth, materials. What happened in the modern world? Education, after that you look for a job, career. 25 to 40, 25 to 35, 10 years, you build your career. Still, again, I think relationship, thinking about leisure is behind. You must bring the joy of acquiring accumulations of success. That's not enough. After 35, 40 years old, then you maybe have now married, you maybe have enough saving, and you cannot become a hungry ghost. You must enjoy that. There are many people who have but don't know how to enjoy. So you must have lots of pleasure, meaning like pleasure of knowledge, pleasure of family, pleasure of wealth. You work so hard. And you must have the pleasure. If you don't have the pleasure, what is the purpose of having so much of wealth and the knowledge? Lastly, what you need is accomplishment. Must have the meaning that I live it meaningfully. So in the Dharma, this is for the mundane, but this application can be spiritual as well as for the materials world. We call it four auspiciousness. Right? So, for example, if you are into Dharma class, must learn Dharma. After that, you should be able to use that Dharma. Through that, gain some, your ability, such as becoming someone. And today, the Buddha Dharma, the mindfulness, love and compassion is a very, very valuable intellectual wealth. I was talking, remember we were talking about AI? Everyone knows. Do you know about EI? What is AI? Artificial intelligence. These are artificial intelligence. But we people are lacking of emotion intelligence. Teaching of the Buddha is EI. Emotion intelligent, reactive, love, compassion, joy, respect. Only through Buddha Dharma. Is the guru, is the master of EI. So today, through Dharma, you can also gain a tremendous wealth through the supply of EI. Right? And there you must take to a pleasure of your self-realizations, the freedom, that brings to accomplishment of attending nirvana, as we talk about it. Okay? Not to be confused, so simple. Don't talk about Dharma. As a lay people, what does the Dharma say about life management? First, knowledge is very important, especially to the Gen Z, younger people. We are a little bit getting older, but people in 20s, do not focus on making money, do not focus on relationship. It's okay to be a little bit, but focus on knowledge, your talent, skill. Upskill yourself, mature yourself with a lot of value. After 25 years to 35, go into, then build your career. Go into acquiring wealth, venturing. After 35, right, 40s, then you go into relationship, taking holidays, whatever, all this planning of pleasure. Too busy, you don't have pleasure. Remember, life is impermanent, right? So, after that, make sure there is an accomplishment. I have a successful family, I'm a successful person, is happy, So these are they called four abundance, okay? Next, have you heard of Ikigai? Ikigai? Can you raise your hand? It's a Japanese. How many? 1, 2, 3. How many people heard of Ikigai? Oh, very good. Very good. It's a Japanese art of living. In a positive psychology, they use this encouragement. Like four abundance, as I mentioned in the Dharma, right? In the Ikigai, Japanese philosophy of life is Ikigai. So it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay? First, do what you love. Many of us doing what we love. But what we are not good at what we love, right? For example, say, I love singing. I can never sing. I have a terrible voice, for example. If I wanted to become a celebrity singer, no hope. So that's why what you love, you must be good at what you love. So you must look for your passions and the possessions, whatever you like. What is it that I really love? Things that I love, am I good at that? Can I master it? And you have to choose between. Many of us struggle because we do what we love. But what you love is you are not good at that. Number 3. The things you do must pay you well. Recognize, celebrate. It's like you are not struggling. It could be your career. It must reward you financially, emotionally, right? Must reward. Not only that, there are many people who are like able to do these 3, but you must look at the 4 philosophy of the Ikigai. Do something that is beneficial to the world. For example, people say, I love making weapons. I'm good at that. It makes money. After you sell, right, what happened? It will end up harming somebody. For example, tobacco company. Oh, I'm making a different flavor of tobacco, for example, right? I'm good at that. It pays me well. But are you helping the world? You are not. So this is the, how to be a happy person. You must have those philosophy. And for your knowledge, Japan is a Buddhist country. Thousands of years they had been living with the Ikigai. And the beautiful thing, they say, this is very Dharma. Do what the world needs. Right? Giving you the self-respect. Do what you love. Must have confidence. Do what you are good at. Charity begins at home. You must be rewarded for what you do. So if you don't know what to do in your life, this is a very good, there's an art of living book called Ikigai. Right? So I thought this is personally, I'm very impressed with Japanese philosophy of Ikigai. And I like it because it's a Dharma Buddhist country. They have such philosophy. Most of the Japanese are, that's why, trained in such way. Right? And this is for the young people or the people who are not very productive. This is what the research of psychology and positive psychology shows about, called SMART. Setting smart goals. Really smart, right? In life, to be a happy person, first thing, be specific. I don't know what is I think I always use in Indonesia the example of lapis. Like you have too many color, too many layer, I cannot understand you. You are not very specific, right? Lapis. You are too confusing. In Singapore, they use called roti paratha, right? front, back, front, back. Life must be specific. Whatever you wanted to do, whatever it is, put your focus, be specific. Secondly, that specificness, whatever you are trying to do, something you can measure. In the management, it says, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. If you are not able to measure, you cannot manage it. So every time you must do something that you can manage. Measure, sorry. When you are able to measure, can I lift this up? Oh, I think I can. I have done this before. Just, I volunteer, I will lift this up. I will lift the table on my own. Because I measure, I can, so I don't embarrass myself. Right? Number 3, is it something that is useful? Is it attainable, achievable? Can I achieve this? Many of the people unhappy, feel empty because you are not specific, you are not able to measure, and you are not able to achieve that. You are not able to attain that. This is why you are not happy. Right? So, at the same time, you have a wonderful idea, you have a, lot of wish, a lot of things to do, but it's not relevant. Then again, you cannot be as successful. Right? You have to be relevant to it. And then we live in a very fast world, and then the time. Within what period that I can achieve this? This is again for you to be a happy person, for you to be a successful individual, be it spiritual, be it materials, working smart. And it's study proven, people who have control over smart is a successful people. They also did a measure, people who are successful actually have this philosophy consciously or subconsciously. Okay? And I come from Bhutan, and once Bhutan was known to be the happiest country because of the teaching of the Buddha. We have this 4 pillars of happiness. So a country was run with this philosophy. The first one, good governance. Good governance not only applied to the government level. In the family, do I have a good governing family? Is my parents, my siblings, ourselves in a good condition? Not biased, treating everyone same, respect, no favoritism. We Asian family have a lot, right? Some mother like the daughter, some father like the son. Some are abused, some are... This is not good governing. Be at work, major, minor level, good governing is one cause of happiness. For example, in the family, my parents treat me so well and all my siblings. We have a good governing family. At my work, my boss treat us with no corruption, no favoritism, no nepotism. It's a good governing setting. Similarly, is the school has a good governing. How is the school is running, for example, right? To be happy and successful. Secondly, we have to have the sustainable. Cannot be everything on unmeasurably or immeasurably. Must have sustainable program. When there's a self-sustained, sustainable economic. So meaning another word here, the sustainable economic, we don't look at, Bhutan is not measured by GDP. We don't look at gross domestic product. We look at gross collective product of happiness. Success of the country is not leveled by GDP, but by those 4 pillars. So, for example, is your family successful? Maybe you don't have, don't need to have plenty of materials, wealth, but there is a sustainable humble home to live, AC or fan to on, simple car to die. When you are sick, the hospital medical bill is taken care of. You get to eat 3 simple meals. It's a sustainable economic. Right? For example, then our human culture, for Asian, for example, we have our own culture of loving nature. And then we call family value. Every family has a family value. Do we have a family value? What is that makes us unique? What makes us to be a happier family person or company, school? Because of our culture, how we preserve that culture. For example, remember right now, I said, put your phone silent, face down. I do this with every class. This is my culture, for example, as a teacher. And I apply this to all says like in the class, we just make sure that we don't do this. And for example, social app is something that is really taking our freedom away. I do have Instagram, I do have Facebook. I refuse to be on TikTok and Snapchat. Many people tried, all failed. Instagram and Facebook, I do not have on my phone. I do not have it on my iPad. It's on my laptop. And some says, Rinpoche, did you see this on Facebook? Too lazy. I said, send me a screenshot lah. Because open laptop, password forgot. What's the password of my Facebook? If you're on iPad, you still have the app. So they call it joy of missing out, JOMO, right? I'm so happy. I'm so happy without it. It's okay. And I tell my friends, if you see friends in common being sick, dying, I say, send me a screenshot, I can say a little prayers. Someone buying a new car, going for a holiday, I say, don't need. I don't even want to know. So for example, I'm referring to, what is your culture? In the national level, in the small, all the way down to your own culture. What is your, you must recognize that. Finally, we also talk in the country level, we're talking about the environmental conservations, right? It's very important. The environment, we are talking about the ecosystem. In the country, Bhutan, 70% is all green forests, so preserved. Similarly, if you look in the room, for example, we all live in the concrete. How do we make this classroom eco-environmental friendly? How can we reduce energy? Because it contributes to the well-being of the entire world. Even what you wear. Am I wearing something that is ecosystem? Right? We go paperless, right? We go a lot of things. We have to look at that. How am I doing this? So, country like Bhutan, we also have this 4 pillars of gross national happiness. Right? So, the main thing, these are this few sample, and if you come down to the main philosophy of the Buddha's teaching and how to be a happy person, the first thing you must learn is sameness. Have you heard of this word before? Sameness. Raise your hand, please. Can you explain what is sameness? What is sameness? How do you say in Bahasa? Oh, we are same, right? Clothes, same handbag. How do you say? Sama-sama, okay. Is it sama-sama? Sama, just sama? Please bless us. I say, good luck. Please bless us. I say, good luck. And then one that close to me, I always tell them, I really wish you good luck. Because when you are single, you already struggle to manage yourself. Now you have another self extended by 50%, right? Your better half. You are complicating another 50% of self. Unfortunately, we say that my better half. Actually, we don't treat the person in a my better half, right? It's all about me. What's happening to me is all about self, and we forgot about the others, then the relationship failed. Because it's one way, all the time. So, we say impermanent, say feelings are sufferings, phenomena are empty, whatever, ikagai. If you don't have the philosophy of sameness, you will be not successful. If the sameness begin with the respect and recognizing there's as another person, there's another being also exists in front of you. She, he, or the animal is also independently another single entity on their own. They want to be respected. They want the validations. They also live with all the emotions and desires. It's just mirroring myself. It's another me there. How do you know when someone mistreats you, you get so angry? How dare this person do this to me? Right? Because this person disregarded you as non-person, in-person, right? You are not a human being. It's all about me. And you are not happy about that. Similarly, if you are not able to have the sameness, we will be into a very, very far. We are very, very far from happy. We cannot be successful. You cannot be a cause of others' happiness too. So this is so important that we all are same, the sameness. That's why Gautama Buddha said, sentient beings. Buddha never said human beings. Buddha never said Buddhist. Buddha said sentient beings. We all in the same nest, you and I. If you have, like, whenever you take care of your speech, your body, your mind. Whenever you are not happy at someone, you ask the questions, why? Remember the Toyota, I forgot his honor. Is it Mr. Toyota? His success to the company. Why Toyota is very successful? Do you know why? He has a philosophy of 4 why. He made his company, everyone answer this 4 why. First, he started with a car, right? First car got complaint, but bring to the garage, says Toyota car is not working. Then he asked why. Oh, the car is not getting started. Then he asked why is not getting started. Oh, the fuel never changed, engine oil. Why? Owner never knew. Then he checked, why? My staff never told the owner. He says, it comes back to the company. If you have 4 questions to ask, answer is always there, he says. If you put 4 why. Someone is mistreating me. Why? Because my speech must have said something. Because my mind have thought something and I have translated non-verbal actions, looking them up, giving them faces, Or it could be my, so-called that attitude that I have translated. And then the why? Because I did not get what I want from that person. Why I did not get? Because she also want that, right? So your confusion is answered. Why? Oh, same, sama, right? When you wanted to sit in a comfortable chair, someone sit, and you ask, why I'm angry? Oh, because I don't get the seat. Why? Because she is sitting here. Why? Because she also wants a comfortable seat like me. Ah, I see, same. Do you understand? So, sameness is very important. If you have this sameness, then the oneness will come. You and I are the same. I look at somebody, I'm struggling, then you put into the sameness. Oh, you take the seat, it's okay. Because I also want the same. I'm happy you take it. You and I are the same. As long as you get it, I'm happy. People who have the philosophy of sameness and oneness, I guarantee you will be a happy person. If this mantra is recited, right? For example, tissue. Oh, you also. Sameness. Come, you take first. People happy, you are very polite. Like, I reach first one. Like, so rude. Oh my, did you see how they behave? Many people do that, right? Everything must snatch. It's all about me. I must win. There's no sameness. It's full of yourself. There's no oneness. Right? How can we do that? Adu Rinpoche, difficult. We cannot do that. It's so difficult. In the teaching of the Buddha said, we all have the Buddha nature. We all capable of loving. We all capable of respecting. You consider the most rude, unkind person on the earth, if there is one. For me, I cannot find anybody. Recently was Mr. Putin, for example, right? We all consider the war and this and that. I watched one YouTube clip on Mr. Putin, right? The president of Russia. Right? That really touched my heart. He loved dog. So there was another president, presented him puppies, held by the neck, like Putin ran and Putin's heart was at. He says like, you don't treat dog like this. And another way is like, confusing, you kill thousands of people. Dog is nothing, right? China eat dog, right? Some. So dog is to be eaten, it's okay, Mr. Putin, right? But he has emotions, baby love. He may be because of his position, even the human beings is okay to be harmed, but the little dog was so important to him. So then, to be honest, I smiled. I said, see, our teacher is so true. Even Mr. Putin has a baby love. We all capable of treat everyone with sameness. You know, some of our love is bigger, some of our love is smaller, but we all have this baby love. Everyone is capable of loving. Most unwise is the animal, for example. Even the animals will love their puppies, right? Their babies. Everyone has a capable of loving someone. You know. So that is the hope. If you don't have the sameness, please have higher hope. You can do it. If you are unhappy with someone else, have a higher hope. There's a potential. He or she could be a terrible person because of what you think they are, because of your hope and expectation. They are not up to your hope and expectations. It doesn't mean they are not capable. They definitely have love. potential is there. This is why Gautama Buddha said, Buddha nature. Every sentient being has a Buddha nature. For us to think Buddha nature is very confusing, right? We think the little locket of the Buddha, gold-plated, at someone's pocket. We are talking about the capability of love, affection. Buddha said, everyone can become Buddha. What is the sign? He says, no, and everyone has the Buddha nature, he said. And the sign of that is love and compassion. Maybe not to the greater skill. As I said, even animal loves their own children. But that love is the seed of love. From that, it expands. It is the light that can lead up. Right? So, there's many stories of people who are very strong criminal. And they have something very touching life story. It's a very recent thing that I saw on a newspaper in one of the countries. Father was a very abusive father. Physically beat the mother, beat the son. One day, son got really tired. He decided to stab his father. He stabbed. And father almost dying, confirmed. And son feels so terrible. And then almost dying, father said, son, I love you. And the son felt, entire life I have been abused by my father. Now he's dying, he says, I love you, son. And he tried to kill himself. When he tried to kill himself, father says, not worth it, he said. For that, what does that emotion say about, right? For the son and the mother, the most abusive husband and the most abusive father, to the extent son decided to, actually son killed the father. But he was not able to express. His baby love was there, but he was not able to recognize it. So finally, for him, expression of love is to be angry at, to be himself true. You know, I cannot be angry at somebody. I come home, I'm angry at my wife, I'm angry at my son, because I can be myself. But he never know one day that he will lose somebody. If you ask that man, did he ever hate his wife and the son? I don't think so. He was having mental disorder. Expression of love is being so close to them and do whatever you want. You know. So, story, for example, it talks about the baby love. We all have the baby love, including the most terrible criminal person. Right? They have the capability of loving somebody. Okay? So in Dharma, this is what we call Buddha nature. Nature of love. So that's why I just, thought it's cute. It begins from that little things to the animals, Everyone has, regardless of incapable of you, what family you belong to, what background you have, sex, gender, right? Family. We are in the sameness. Everyone is special. We have this baby love in everyone. As a follower of the Buddha Dharma, I think it's important for us to respect that baby love. Looking at everyone, you're so angry at someone else, but you smile after that. You do have the baby love. You are capable of becoming someone better. So I forgive you. It's not totally a terrible person. Right? All right? So in the Dharma, we give example the baby love on the lotus. You know why? Can you explain why? What is it? Excellent. Sorry, I could not see you. Now I hear you. I see you. So baby love is untouched. I call it baby love because you are not able to exercise, as as you mentioned just now. Buddha nature, or our love, heart, is like a lotus. It comes from mud. It comes from dirty water, but lotus is so beautiful. My baby love may be caught up into as a criminal in the Theravada and Mahayana tradition, as a woman, as someone incapable, but this is not me. This is what I'm into, but my Buddha nature is like a lotus. So every one of you, to be a happy baby person, if you are not happy today, if you have no more hope, hopefully this will help you a little bit, and it's a true philosophy of Buddha Dharma. Respect your lotus birth in your heart. We are capable of. And if you are not happy today, it's because someone did not treat you enough. You are disappointed. You are disheartened. But you are better than that person. Your love is a bit bigger than that. So you respect, you forgive, you pick up yourself, you nurture yourself. And as mentioned, you respect the sameness, bring into the oneness of the world. Right? And there are philosophies of Ikagai, I share, for abundance, for seeds of the Dharma. These things can be helpful somewhere. For me, I apply all these things there, things that work on me, that I put this into action, including positive psychology of smart. For me, if I do something, it has to be smart. We like the word smart, right? Smart. You're very smart. That smart, you must break into S-M-A-R-T. Ya, terima kasih. I will take few questions if you have. At the same time, yesterday, Sunday, Indonesia has the new president. Let's make our wish and prayer. May his love grow bigger. May he able to shine his sunshine to the entire Indonesia for peace, harmony, sameness, and oneness. Everyone, imagine of the Mr. President. We shower him with our love, our wisdom. May all that struggle be disappeared. May he become our Buddha. So he treat everyone with sameness and oneness for the welfare of the entire, for self and others. Okay? I recite the mantra of interdependent. Okay? Om yen dharma hetu parbawa hetu teshin tatong gato hayo wandende kenza yoni ronda eo modi mahashamane soha. Om yen dharma hetu parbawa hetu teshin tatong gato hayo wandende kenza yoni ronda eo modi mahashamane soha. Om yen dharma hetu parbawa hetu teshin tatong gato hayo wandende kenza Yani rada modi ma shamane soha. Om sudran de dambanze soha. Nederenye mondele chendele nyeme. Goyan dele shenyen zendado dele bekunjo sumge jashi. Jinen deje lole jendu nan beje jibe wa gele dan je juye ne yila de ba gendo jo. All right. So say In Bahasa, terima kasih is exchange, remember? So let's everyone say terima kasih together, so we have the sameness, right? Give and take, right? 1, 2, 3. Terima kasih. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Please. Yes, please. Do you have a mic?
Thank you so much, Venerable. If I don't ask this one, I think I cannot sleep, Venerable. I have 3 questions, Venerable. Could you please to explain it for me, especially for myself, and also for part of us here? You have already explained about emotions that they are ignoring, anger, jealous, and ego. What about what is it? Like frightened, pretend, doubt, lazy. Is that part of the emotions too or no, Venerable? That is the one question, the first question. And then the second one is, in this modern situation, modern time, we have already...
I think we go one by one because my memory is my memory is full.
Okay, Venerable.
But not F-U-U-L, not F-U-U-L, F-O-O-L. Cannot.
Okay, Venerable.
So, first questions, all the other emotions are related to one of the major emotions. For example, laziness. When I have no more hope, I'm so angry. For example, say you and I are good friends. Suddenly, the name of you is heard. I become so lazy because I don't like you. I'm angry at you. So it translates through some of major emotions, right? Or is the laziness comes from ego? I don't want to study. I know this already. You actually don't know, but the ego makes you become lazy. If you look at it, right? And the fear is the same. Should I go today? Maybe I don't go. I fear that. Why? Because you have the ego that you may be embarrassed. Or you don't want to do it because your desire, maybe I don't try because I may not get it. So you have fear, the fright. It translates mainly the 3. Ignorance, we call it father. Desire is the mother. Ignorance and desire married together, everything can be born. Anger, jealousy, ego, fright, laziness, craziness. Right? So we call actually the main emotions is ignorance and desire, father and the mother. Does it help? Second question, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Venerable. The second question, something like this, Venerable. We are here in modern situations with all become easier here, maybe like you have already explained about AI and everything become easy in this situation, in modern situation. But in these modern situations, I think all become lazy because we cannot create anything.
We cannot what?
Cannot create anything. We cannot
predict.
We cannot create. Why? Because it's too easy for us to buy something. Maybe we need handphone. We just buy handphone. We try to looking for money and then try to buy it. And then if we need some food, maybe we just buy. We become lazy to try to make it by ourselves, and then we can enjoy what we have already done by ourselves. So where's the happiness in this modern situation, Venerable? In easy situations also, we cannot get the happiness. In this easy situation, we become easy in everything, Venerable.
So, which is true, is at the same time, at the same time, it's people to people. For example, I enjoy technology. I enjoy advanced technology. Right? I'm happy with the mic, for example. Otherwise, do you hear me? I do. Drink water, right? Use it for good purpose. If you know how to make good use of technology, such as ordering Grab for food. That period, time normally I go out, eat, buy, I make it more productive. I do something. There are people who are so productive. These things are very important. When people are not having a good governing of yourself, then you become the victim of AI, advanced technology as well, right? For example, I was just sharing, how if all my secret out, then I do manage F&B business for monastery. I have constructions. I manage monastery. I manage my so-called lay followers, friends, right? Back of my mind, I categorize people into so-called with the three standard philosophy, right? So I call it, ICP. First thing, people must have initiative. Initiative is very important. If you don't have any initiative, people who are lazy are people don't have any initiative. But there are some people who have very good initiative, but there's no creativity. Creative is not there, right? And that creativity must be something productive. If it's not productive, again it's spoiled, wasted, like you said. So now use example of ordering Grab food, for example. Don't go out, traffic jam, so much things to do. Let's order Grab. Initiative, think of it, very good. And you become creative of it. Someone says, oh no, I will go and buy. Why to pay to the, Gojek? Because you all work here, I go and buy. Perfect. Someone go and buying because we want to save costs. Right? Friend is going, but this creativity is so good, but when you come back, cost is more expensive than grabbing. You go there, buy, and the petrol, maybe in the scooter it can be buy, but you drive the car, and your productivity is not there. Right? So whole initiative is wasted. That's why good at calculations of that. You have a good initiative, very creative, but that creativity must translate into very productive. Similarly, all these things, if you know how to use it in a very productive way, it's very good. You don't become lazy. Your productivity is increased, to be honest. For example, I'm still teaching my monk at the monastery. I'm using Zoom. And we do have a huge TV. I don't watch any serial, anything on my TV. I put in the classroom. I have a decent internet speed. I don't do any online game. I'm not on social apps surfing. I call it dirty finger, What people do is, these days, fingers are very dirty, right? That's a fingering, right? All the time. And you look very stupid, actually. Sometimes you make a clip of your people or like, maybe even the hungry ghost thing like, oh, I have a friend here. Right.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, if you are able to put this into a productive way, in a very creative ways, how you can use it, because that's why also Buddha said, these are materials, insentient beings. These are not sentient beings. And we sentient beings has a control over that. This is why I remember there was a tube, right? Somebody showed me Jack Ma and Elon Musk talking about AI. Right? I thought I give point to the Jack Ma. We are the EI, they are the AI. EI will definitely control the AI. But if you let the AI control EI, you become stupid. Does it make sense? So I do agree with you when people are not wise, when people are not productive. it makes you terrible, terrible, dirty finger, right? As I said, right? It's just really, really terrible. But if you have a good governing system, this advanced technology is the best way to double your productivity. Do you agree? Right? For example, I get so upset with the sport car when there's a people with V8, small sport car, sitting only 2 people. Sometimes I literally feel I want to take stone and smash the car. Takes so much of fuel, only 2 people sit, so noisy. So what is the purpose? Right? What is the purpose? Not making good use of it. Similarly, there are many things, and you cannot say cars are useless. Right? So I think it's very subjective.
Check. Thank you so much, Venerable. I have got the key sentence for me that even in easy or easier situations, we cannot get the happiness except we will have initiative or something that we want to force ourselves to do everything for become the happy. The third, Venerable, this is for myself. I always said like this for myself, that all part of the world is the flesh of God, is the flesh of Buddha. So that's why we must love each other. Is that right or no, if I do like that for myself, Venerable?
It's very individual how you translate the meaning of the Buddha.
I mean like this. If I said that all part of the human maybe in my life, that what is it, the flesh of the God or the flesh of the Buddha, so that's why all are Buddha for me. So that's why I must be polite with them, I must love them, something like that.
Good approach. Agree?
Is that right for me?
Yes.
Venerable? Thank you so
Yes.
much.
It's a good approach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone, any more questions? Yes, please.
Namo Buddhaya, Venerable. My question is, I have read a book, Desire is root of suffering.
Sorry?
Desire is root of suffering.
Saya?
Desire.
Desire?
Desire is root of suffering. Yes.
I don't think I understand it. Sorry. Desire?
Yes.
Oh, desire. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
And?
So, it's possible to not have desire to our life?
Can you explain to me how is it that desire is the cause of suffering? How? Can you use the, okay, first, why?
Maybe I want a thing, and we got it, but happiness maybe a yet, not for last.
Another simple thing, again, use the Toyota philosophy for why. Why do I have a desire? What is desire? Right? For example, why I have a desire? Or because people have, I enjoy, I also want. Why I want it? It's my ignorance. Actually, I don't need it. Why I have ignorance? Because I'm not aware, I'm not mindful. Then you have to go to the mindfulness. You have nothing to do with the desire. Right? The Toyota's 4 why is very powerful. That's why Toyota is so successful, because of 4 whys. You can apply this into company everywhere. If you have struggle, ask this 4 why. Why? Second answer, why this one? Why?
Once you reach to the fourth why, you have the answer. For example, he says like, is desire cause of all the success suffering? Why? Because you also want that, right? Why I want it? Because other people have. And then when other people have, do I need it? Why? Oh, my ignorance mind. I'm lacking of wisdom. You have the answer. You don't blame on your emotions. You don't blame on your desire. You look at the root cause. Do you agree? Buddha said one thing about that. Buddha, our teacher said, during Mahayana teachings of Heart Sutra, he said, my first teaching of avoiding desire, everything, is like a character of dog, he said. When we try to avoid everything, not looking at yourself, I don't want to be in the city, I don't want this, do's, don't. He said, if you attack dog, if you attack, dog would bite the stick or the stone, but they will never attack the person who is attacking the dog, thinking the stick is the one is harming me, or the stone. Did you ever try? If you stray dog, if you see a dog, you throw something, they will bite that, not you. Look at you, but they're angry at that. So he says, when you try to avoidance of everything, you are not treating the root cause. You are treating the secondary cause. He said, best cause is be like a lion. Lion, if you attack lion knows the stick or the stone is not the one who is attacking him. There's someone behind. Again, the why, right? Why I'm attacked? What is it? He will go attack the cause, root cause. So, Buddha said, Prashna Paramita, the wisdom is like a character of lion. Don't blame outside. Desire is a problem. Material things are a problem. Look inward. Look at your emotions. So what do you think? I do yes and no. Depends on where you are. If you are at the setting of the dog character, yes, desire is the cause of suffering. Must avoid desire. Leave. Be a Bante, be a monk, whatever. Close your eyes. Run away. But if you are built into a strength of your mind of a lion, you question why? Why I'm attached to? Why I need this?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Ya, berarti bisa yang bisa.
Someone wants to translate? Sorry, what is it? Sorry, was it? Is okay? What is it? Yeah, okay. Good question though. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, any more questions? All right. Okay, one more questions? Yeah. Yes, please.
Rinpoche Kunjang Pola.
For example, yes.
When Rinpoche mentions that Dharma is the master of emotional intelligence, I suddenly thought of EQ and SQ. My question is, what is the difference between emotional quotient or EQ and spiritual quotient or SQ for short, from the viewpoint of the Dharma? Thank you.
That's what, if you look at it, right? There's a destructive emotions and there's a productive emotions. Right? We are the victim of, firstly, we are the victim of destructive emotions. Eventually, we also go into a productive emotions of love and compassion, right? So then, like you say, skill, right? he need to go to the spiritual kind of emotions or the wisdom part, translating to it. So that's why, for example, I'm studying modern psychology myself, because to explore deeper into the modern psychology, right? And we are able to study human emotions, but we are not able to come to our conclusions. To the extent, scientifically, we still cannot talk about the sixth sense. It's cognitive neurons, But many of my professors, my lecturer, they struggle with the mind, the spirit, especially. But education, they cannot accept it because there's no mind, but they are afraid of spirits. Then I say, how? For example, right? So in this regard, if you look at it, so in the Dharma we call it prashna, right? Prashna, the wisdom. It's not even a, EQ or IQ, right? It goes to the prashna of the innermost wisdom, right? Again, if you use a layman word, the baby love. Baby love, that love that we have, that is the most advanced emotions we have. That could be the mother of all the emotions, especially the productive emotions. When the productive emotions are not able to use it properly, it becomes destructive, right? Relationship, as I said. We begin as a friend, we like each other, we respect each other. Suddenly that productive emotions did not fulfill what I want or what you want, we become enemy, turn into a productive, destructive emotions. And why? Because from the productive emotions, we are not able to go into the prashna, go into the wisdom. So we dissent ourselves. Make sense?
So does that mean that prashna transcends the concept of SQ and EQ and the like?
These are the minor translations of it. In the prashna, in the Dharma, is the most advanced awareness. You get what I mean? And can we say that is an emotion? That's what I'm saying. Maybe we can say the most advanced emotions. But emotion doesn't mean like, is a feeling, right? So it's not about sad. In the psychology, they have seven emotions. 7 or 5 emotions. Happiness, sadness, anxiety. I remember anger, something like that. We cannot go more than that, right? So in Dharma, we go into details. And I don't know if you are studying Abhidharma, if you talk about the mind factors, we talk about the one mind, major mind, and the 52 or 51 minor minds, how the consciousness work and evolved our emotions. That all the productive and the unproductive emotions are functioning, right? Which we call as a neurons in the cognitive.
So prashna goes deeper than that. Goes beyond SQ, EQ, and all of that. Okay, thank you, Rinpoche.
Prashna is not only a talent. Prashna is not a skill, It's the total so-called awareness with love, and there's no ego. There's no ego to it. EQ, SQ has ego, right? Right? Yeah.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Pleasure. Good? Yes, please.
Namo Buddhaya Rinpoche. I want to ask about the 6 major feelings, because I just write 4 things, which is jealousy, anger, and ego. So the other
Mainly the 5 emotions, sorry. That one in the Dharma, right? Ignorance, give birth to desire, 2 of them together, anger. For example, my ignorance, say for example, again use the padang fruit. My ignorance, oh, Padang food is good, we must eat. Okay, desire. Then the stomach ache, anger, right? So my ignorance causes desire. Desire and anger together brings anger. But at the same time, we have the pride. That was a good food. Wow, we had a good food. There's an ego, right? And then someone tells Rinpoche, you didn't know there's a better restaurant, better food. Jealousy, right? So these 5 are the emotions that always governing in our mind. And that's all lacking of the 6th emotion, which is the prajna, which is the wisdom, right? So if you look at it, this is how it functions. But normally we say 3 or 5 emotions that translate into 84,000 different unproductive emotions.
And my question is, how can we find oneness if we have these things affects ourselves?
Prajna,
Be-
wisdom. That's why Buddha has Theravada school of teaching, Mahayana school of teaching, Vajrayana teaching, school teaching. These are all supposed to be, I always share with people, consider teaching of the Buddha, teaching of the Dharma. Buddha, the Dharma, is a science. Is a science of mind. Is a psychology. Psychology with solution orientated. Based on solution. Our modern psychology is a diagnostic psychology. We talk about the mental disorder, problems, struggle, but the solution is struggling still. Because modern psychology is also very new. It's from 18th or 19th century, right? It's still develop 18th century, it's still developing. But teaching of the Buddha goes 500 BC, and it's a fully developed psychology study with the solution. So solution-based mind training is another word. So you have to go into the practice of mind training, practice of ancient psychology. Does it make sense?
Makes sense. And the other question is, Rinpoche just give us information about initiate ICE, but the other 2 CE, can Rinpoche?
ICP.
Oh.
That is the ruling, I said normally. When I look at you, for example, if you are working with me, I want ICP in you. I want you to be initiative. Don't wait for Rinpoche. Please take initiative. But initiative, I try to do, become clumsy, don't know what to do. Be creative. See where is missing. Fill the blank. But that blank must be beautiful. Be productive. Don't be lousy. Make sense? In life, yourself, be always initiative when you have to do something. But not knowing what to do, be creative. Where can I be useful? But that useful be something that complements. Right? And that will be like, do otherwise, right? So that's why around me, there are many people try to take initiative. That initiative is sometimes not creative, gives you a headache. Right? Sometimes the creative gives no productivity, then it's white elephant. So like, why? Why? Right? So that's why, this is my own philosophy of how I let my things put into a perspective of things running. Especially the work that I have. For example, monastery has a cafe. I always tell my staff, being in F&B business, you must have this 3. As someone working in the cafe, don't just hang out. Initiative, what do I have to do today? Right? That, be creative, what we need. But that must be productive. Then you can be a successful employee. Otherwise, cannot. Just like, what are you doing? Don't know. Right? What are you doing? I'm trying to be creative. Why investing things, for example? Right? For example, where the monastery cafe is very interesting. We do not have a lot of water problem. So there was a time one of my staff was using mineral water to wash all the dishes. because he said he's being initiative and creative. I said, is that productive? Right? He got offended. He says, no, Rinpoche, you asked me to be initiative. I have to do the dishes. And I'm being creative. He said, I use the mineral water to wash the... And 200 meters away, I have the river. I said, very good initiative. Ask the driver, put everything into the van, go to the river. Initiative, creative, productive. Now you are creative and got scolding from Rinpoche. Right? For example. So this is the philosophy.
All right, I guess this is what about it. Have more questions? No? Right, good. Is it Arjun? All right, come.
Namo Buddhaya, Rinpoche.
Yes, please.
Rinpoche has explained that life always changes.
Life
But as-
always change.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
But as a human, we have adapt.
We have
Adapt.
adopt.
Have any solution to cut off that doubt?
Doubt or adoption?
Doubt.
Doubt. Why?
How to cut off a doubt from our life for ourselves?
What do you think is causing the doubt?
Like as a human, we can always accepting the change.
We can or we cannot?
We cannot always accepting the change. We think that how struggle tomorrow, how bad tomorrow, have doubt from how to cut off that doubt.
That's a logic, right? There's a logic, there's an experience. Experience. For example, personally for me, I don't think too much about my past, but I think of tomorrow a lot, used to, because people promise us a lot of things. And I thought it's true. Expectations. I expect. But your expectation never fulfilled. If people say 100%, it will be maximum 45 to, if you are successful, 100% is 60% of what tomorrow is. Tomorrow you think, oh nice, tomorrow I do this, you imagine, right? You dream, oh like this. It never happened exactly, right? It never happened. So you minus by like huge percentage. It's good to have plan. It's good to have hope. But if you attach to it so strong, this will let you suffer. So it's good to think, like you said, okay, everything is changing. Should I not think of anything? No, you must plan. It's okay to have plan. Okay to plan, okay to expect. I wish I can do this tomorrow. Actually, I want to do this tomorrow. Right? But you don't attach to that wish. If you attach to that, you will suffer a lot. So that's why in the Dharma way of living life is, for example, I shared this joke with people. I drink coffee, and I like freshly brewed coffee. I'm spoiled in that day. So sometimes, even like this, people will promise, says that some people know that I drink good coffee, brewed coffee. Says, but we have a good coffee. The person himself never drink coffee actually. He thought Nescafe, instant coffee is maybe is a gold coffee, it's very good, So there was a time I was invited to speak. Oh, we have a good coffee. and I was a little tired. The moment I taste my coffee, it's an instant coffee. My tear almost come out because I was craving for a good cup of coffee and it's a long lecture. I look at the person, look at that person, I was so angry. But thanks to the teaching of the Buddha, expectation is killing me. Be grateful. Objective of the coffee is the caffeine. So I forgot about my taste, I forgot about my aroma. Good coffee, I removed everything. I just stick to caffeine. I'm so lucky I have the caffeine, and let go of my taste, just have the caffeine. Similarly, it's good to imagine good coffee. But when you really have it, if you cannot have it, but there's something, I think my coffee, that expectation, maybe, as I said, 100% I was expecting, I was delivered only 25%. But I have to adopt. I thought you were talking about adoption. I adapt to that. Be happy with 20%. At least you have the 20%, right? If someone give you tea, what happens? That will be a terrible, right? So it's good to have hope. But at the same time, we say in the Dharma, hope and expectation. Hope and expectation is very fearful. It's full of fear. Then you expect, when someone says, we have a good coffee, I say like, I know. Till it's in front of me, I'm not convinced. I say, oh, thank you, yes, thank you. Because I have hope, I have expectations that translate to fear and anger, right? So things are constantly changing, you cannot help. But it's not completely, you don't have to ignore or reject that. But have a plan, but don't stick to that. That's why in the Himalaya, one of the great master called, it's in India, sorry. The master is called Tilopa, the student is called Naropa. Right? These two great Indian masters. So, student seek for the advice. And the teacher advice says, son, don't worry about attachment. Attachment is not the problem, he says. Clinging on the attachment is the problem. So if you have no clinging, you say you can have attachment. For example, master, the gentleman down there, you talk about the desire. So if he was my teacher, then his advice to me is, natural, you can have coffee. I'm okay for you to have the first class coffee, everything. Don't worry about having coffee. But don't get stuck at the good coffee. If you get good coffee, enjoy good coffee. When you don't get good coffee, it's okay. But it's okay for you to have the wish of having good coffee. But do not complain when you don't get it. There's the art of attachment. Make sense? So please think more, dream more, do more. You fall down, right? You wake up again, you walk again. You get disappointed, you get sad, and then always remember the 4 seals of the Buddha. Things are impermanent. Oh, feelings are sufferings, it's okay. Oh, there's no such things called, whatever you are thinking, it's temporary. Then you will be a happier person.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Welcome. Good? I think this is good, yeah? That time? So, thank you everyone, the school, the Ibu, and I'm not good at saying good words, so I don't know how to say. So I think thank you is the word that I can share. And so good night everyone. Must be hungry. Yes, sure. Thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah, come.
Oke, untuk teman-teman, terima kasih sudah hadir pada malam hari ini. Sebelum kita kembali, kami sudah menyiapkan konsumsi, kita makan bersama dulu. Terima kasih, Namo Sang Yang Adi Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya.